Rape, which is an assault, an illegal violation and outrage, seem to be blossoming lately. In Nigeria, for instance, there are consistent cases of rapes and sometimes victims are children and minors. The law frowns at rape, therefore rapists face cruel sentences. Despite the government and society's effort to curtail rape, this evil act still prevails. In an interview with Jefia Olara Medugu, a member of the Protection Department in the IOM non-governmental organization, explained the concept of rape.
It's simply a forceful sexual activity against the will of a person, and it can be through a rendering of a threat to that person, so and use of force against that person. So
according to him, the effects of rape can be deadly.
The effect of rape on the victim, it can cause unwanted pregnancy, it can cause trauma, that is like mental illness to that person. Stigmatization also is one of the effects of rape, and exposure to diseases like HIV and AIDS, STDs, that's sexually transmitted diseases, vaginal infection, urinary tract infection, abortion, etc.
It is no doubt that rape victims are often stigmatized in the society. It is important to provide rape victims the support they need. The society has an integral role to play in rape-related issues.
So a rape victim can cope in our society in this manner by the society showing love to them, believing in them, and allowing them to make positive decisions, their own personal or positive decisions, by engaging themselves in skills to calm them. Example, by exercise and social activities, and also through mental health and psychosocial support. So with this, a rape victim, this is a coping mechanism of a rape victim in a society.
Even though rape cases seem to grow, it is important to prevent these illegal acts. Rape is a deadly act and can lead to discrimination, depression, and even suicide.
So in my opinion, rape can be prevented in a society by creating a safe environment for the community. So the society can create a safe environment for the community. Yes, then secondly, avoid stigmatization. The society should make an effort to avoid stigmatization, and then those who are the perpetrators, that's those who are guilty, should be brought to justice.
In an interview with the medical personnel, Mr. Dibel Emmanuel, who works at the New Ultra Metropolitan Clinic, said rape has medical consequences.
A tear or an increase in the vaginal area, the perineal area, probably they call it a tear or a tunnel, increase in the vagina as a result of the rape too. And she might bleed, which might severe her to so many complications, bleeding, which can lead to shock, and care is not taken, because management are not being instituted at the appropriate time. She might lose her life. 3, medical has been proven that ladies that engage themselves in rape, assault, they always tend to have a psychological problem. 4, and another serious or most feared medical effect of rape is the death. The assault, if the rape is beyond control, normally rape has no control, but it's beyond understanding, the patient tends to lose her life immediately or at the
He also pointed out some of the psychological issues associated to rape.
Medically, it has been proven that there's a psychological problems associated with rape, of which number one is the lady. There's this feeling that the lady always and always feel like she's no longer the woman she wants. She has been all this while. Two, she feels she has to isolate herself. There is this shame that okay, if it happens to be that she's a virgin and then she's been raped, then it happens to be that she feels like okay, now she's useless. Life is not important to her. That she sometimes she might end up feeling that male there is no need for a man in her life, or probably like when it comes to a time she's planning to get married, and then there's this feeling that it was somebody of his nature, of his parent, of his look that caused me this trauma, this stigma. Okay, you understand the stigmata that okay, somebody have used her and have dumped her, no guy will come, and if any guy comes, she feels like okay, this one will also have the same feelings about that. So there's so many psychological effects. She tends to feel okay. She isolates herself. She feels different. All these kind of things. She begins to think. Oh, sometimes it might even lead them to like start having some mania. Okay, mania means a state of having mental depression or madness, but not really madness. Schizophrenia. All these things begins to manifest in her life, and then if care is not taken, she can go mad if they are not treated.
According to him, rape victims deserve
Psychologically,
special care, and when they are untreated, it can result to consequences.
if they are not treated. Two, psychologically, it's a serious problem too. If they are not treated, or if they're, there is an association that are involved in talking to people who have been involved in rape, assault, and then they end up being talked to, and then they recover from the pain or the trauma caused from them. So if they are not, if they are not being treated well, then it happens to be it will affect their mental status. Number four, which medically or rather surgically proven that if rape is to happen, there is almost always a tear in the perineum, or let's call it an injury to the vagina. Okay, so if care is not taken, you understand, you can imagine an increase in around the perineal area of a lady. So all these things really affect her. It might affect her menstrual cycle. If probably, let's assume she's pregnant prior to the assault, she might get involved in abortion. That's untimely abortion of elimination of pregnancy. Okay, you get all these kind of things. So if they are not being treated or monitored or examined, injury, so many things can arise from any angle, mentally, psychologically, physically, hormone wise. You get it, she's been affected. So all these things will lead to serious problems if not.
He also advised rape victims.
I've seen people who have been involved in rape and then life turns out to be. In fact, some of them keep the pregnancy and the children, or rather the born child, tends to be important in the society. That's number one. It's not the end of their life. Yes, that is traumatizing, psychologically depressing. It's an assault that forever it's a scar that can never be forgotten. It will always be there, and whenever you remember it tries to demoralize your feelings, but it's never the end of the world. In as much as you've survived the rape, it's not the end for you. There's always an opportunity. They say there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. So believe me, if you're involved in an assault of rape or rape assault, uh, you should be you should be aware that it's not the end. You can still come back to life. You can still involve yourself in every other activity. Yes, I know there is this stigmatization. People will see with the different eyes. And people, but we are Africans. It's not in our culture that okay, if something happens there, we tend to leave the person. We can stand up, family, friends, public elder ones. In fact, associations involved in controlling or handling rape cases can call such people and talk to them, and then put them in a way or talk to them about what are the side effects and then what can be done to them. They shouldn't be isolated, they shouldn't be rejected, they shouldn't be allowed to solve the cases of what has happened on their own. we should find a way of curtailing or handling their cases in a wise way.
There is no doubt that rape is an evil act which results to detrimental consequences. Victims of rape don't deserve stigmatization. Their mental well-being deserves to be well cared for. Rapists, on the other hand, deserve more cruel judgment, and children and minors should be well monitored to prevent rape issues.